Hey guys! Welcome to Films Recapped. Today we have a psychological horror film from 2019 titled The Escape Room. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and have fun. The story begins with a man Ben trying to escape a room where the walls are enclosing on him while he is desperately solving a puzzle. After countless failed attempts, he tries to escape through the vent but is unable to do so. Zoe, a shy physics student, had gone to a presentation on the quantum Zeno effect theory 3 days prior, which asserts that a system can't change while you are watching it. Over the Thanksgiving holiday, her lecturer challenges her to take a risk. The man previously shown in the collapsing room is Ben. He is a stock guy at a grocery shop with a smoking habit, who is annoyed by his boss' refusal to give him a promotion and higher wage. Jason is a young stockbroker, who is well liked by his coworkers for his fast-paced, goal-oriented attitude. A puzzle box is given to Zoe, Ben, and Jason from their close acquaintances. Intrigued by the challenge, they manage to solve the puzzle box, which has a hint enclosed in it. The hint leads them to the minus escape room, where the aim of the game is, once they have solved a series of puzzles, they can get a chance to win $10,000, only if they successfully escape. Amanda, a war veteran, Danny, an escape room fanatic, Mike, a former miner, come and join Zoe, Ben, and Jason in a waiting area. When Ben attempts to leave the room to smoke, the door handle falls off. They attempt to repair it but are unable to, therefore trapping them inside. An oven temperature gauge is revealed on the door. After Mike finds a copy of Fahrenheit 451, Zoe sets the temperature to 451 degrees Fahrenheit. The embedded heat panels gradually turn on, raising the room's temperature to dangerous levels, alarming everyone except Danny, who refuses to believe the heat is real. A phone call is received by the group, reminding them to stick to the established guidelines. Zoe notices a sign asking for coasters to be used for beverages. When the group simultaneously pushes down on 6 coasters, they observe an escape vent to the next room open up. Jason is the first to crawl into the vent, followed by Mike and Amanda, while Zoe figures out that filling a glass with water will keep a coaster in place long enough for her to escape. However, since Amanda had a glass of water earlier, there isn't enough water. Ben and Danny hold the coasters long enough for Zoe to escape. An inverted burner lights up above Danny as the duo race to put glasses on all of the coasters. Ben pours the contents of his flask into the final glass, and the last 2 exit just before the room is engulfed into flames. After exiting the vents, the group enter a mountain cabin. When the group requires assistance, the cameras in each room do nothing. To unlock the cabin door, Jason looks for a 7-letter name that is related to You'll Go Down in History. Ben gets a flashback of himself singing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer while driving with his friends moments before a head-on collision. It immediately strikes to Ben that the code could be Rudolph and delivers the code to Jason. The group exits the cabin and enters the sub-zero temperature on a frozen stream. The cabin doors and windows behind them shut close, realizing that there is no going back. All of them except for Danny is concerned about how genuine the game is becoming. Jason discovers a keyless door, hoping that someone would open up from the other side. Mike finds a fishing rod hanging on a tree. The group discovers a red parka and take turns wearing it to be warm. Jason becomes anxious when he recognizes the red parka. Trying to keep her hands warm, Zoe realizes that there was a compass in the front pocket and uses it to find a weight hidden deep in the bear's mouth. The group uses the items gathered to retrieve the next clue from beneath the ice. Mike pulls out an ice cube with a key encased in it. Danny tries to retrieve Ben's lighter in order to melt the cube, but he falls through the ice with the lighter and drowns. The group frantically tries to help Danny as he floats away beneath the ice. Everyone is heartbroken over Danny's death and alarmed by how planned it was, noting that he fell into the ice when grabbing the lighter. Jason persuades the group to huddle and use their collective body heat to melt the ice, fearing hypothermia. Jason manages to turn the lock after they retrieve the key, but the door does not open. As the group felt like they lost all hope, another door opens on the other side. The group flees across the stream just as the remaining ice beneath them collapses. The third room is an upside-down bar with pool tables. As the group enters, they notice that the entire room rises to a new altitude. The trembling starts to subside and they try to regain their lost balance. Mike notices a red telephone attached to the pool table. The telephone cord falls from the ceiling, and he catches it to answer. The call warns the group to be cautious. Music starts playing, followed by an ear-piercing dial-up tone. They notice a door without a doorknob. Mike believes the missing 8-ball from the pool table is the doorknob, which is hidden somewhere in the bar. Ben catches Mike in the nick of time as a section of the floor falls away each time the sequence is repeated. Amanda scales the back wall behind the bar and discovers a safe with a 4-digit code. The group discovers the numbers they require in a sliding tile puzzle solved by Zoe, but they are unable to open the safe. As the group tries to get to safety, Zoe reaches to get a hold of the pool stick, but she loses her grip and falls onto the floor. Meanwhile, the entire tile puzzle panel falls off. Zoe passes out briefly and has a flashback about a plane crash in which she was the only survivor left upside down in her seat while everyone else was buckled to the passenger seats. Mike, Ben, Jason, and Zoe huddle near the exit as the floor falls apart. To mimic the room surroundings, Zoe instructs Amanda to enter the numbers inverted and backwards. Amanda succeeds in unlocking the 8-ball, but she is unable to safely cross to join the group. Amanda manages to throw the 8-ball to Jason as she falls down to her death, sacrificing herself. The group enters a room that looks like a hospital ward with beds that are similar to the ones in which each of the players were treated after being declared sole survivors. Jason found a report about the incident where he was rescued by the Coast Guard after he and his college roommate's boat overturned in icy cold waters. Zoe survived a plane crash. Mike was the only miner pulled alive after a cave-in. All of Ben's friends were killed after drink driving, and Danny's entire family died of carbon monoxide poisoning, while Amanda was the only soldier in her unit to escape an eyed blast in Iraq. The leftover survivors discover that they all arrived in the escape room on purpose, to see who would be the luckiest of the lucky, and that certain aspects of the game have been designed after the past experiences in their lives. A TV broadcast makes an announcement that the group has 5 minutes to live unless they put their heart into it. Once the time is up, the room would be flooded with toxic gas. Jason, Ben, and Mike locate an EKG machine in order to determine the best heart rate for moving on to the next room. To outsmart the game creators, Zoe thinks of the quantum Zeno effect and destroys all of the cameras in the room in the hopes of discovering a way out. Jason accidentally murders Mike by shocking him with a defibrillator too many times, believing that a rapid heart rate will rescue the group. When the toxic gas enters the room, Jason attaches himself to the EKG and allows the poison to drop his heart rate to below 50 BPM. Jason and Ben are able to escape when the door to the next chamber opens, but Zoe refuses to go with them, allegedly fainting and dying after disconnecting the final camera. Jason and Ben proceed to the 5th room, that has optical illusions all over the walls and furniture. Ben believes Jason was not a lone survivor by choice because of how he carelessly killed Mike and did not bother to help Zoe. Based on Jason's actions in the game, Ben guilts him into admitting he killed his roommate at sea to survive using the red parka. When Jason and Ben unlock a hatch leading to the next room, they get infected by a psychedelic substance. Ben discovers the antidote injection meant for one of the recipients, and the two battle it out to the death. Jason breaks Ben's leg, but when Ben kicks him into a table corner, he is killed instantly. Ben takes the antidote and injects it into his muscle. The psychedelic substance wears off and he makes his way to the final room. The final room takes the audience back to the beginning of the movie, where Ben manages to control the flames in the fireplace and utilizes it as a crawl space to avoid being crushed by the collapsing walls. He enters the last room and is greeted by the Game Master, who is responsible for the escape room's design. The Game Master discusses the aim of the game and reveals a common theme before selecting the participants. For example, college athletes and lone survivors, and placing bets on the winners. Ben believes he may now leave thinking he has won, but the Game Master attempts to murder him in order to prevent the game's secrets from being revealed. Meanwhile, Zoe managed to stay alive by removing an oxygen mask from the hospital bed and inserting its tubing through one of the gaps left by the disabled cameras. When two cleaners enter room number 4 to destroy evidence, Zoe pretends to be dead, but she kills them and escapes to where Ben is. She sees the Game Master trying to kill Ben and saves him. They together manage to kill the Game Master and escape. Ben and Zoe are treated for their injuries, but by the time Zoe comes with the investigators, all of the evidence at the escape room facility has been wiped. After pinpointing their geographic coordinates from their emblem, Zoe persuades Ben to join her on a flight to the Minus Escape Room HQ in New York 6 months later. Unknown to them, the game's designer is already one step ahead of them, plotting to trap Zoe and Ben in yet another game by turning their flight into a simulated escape with a 4% chance of survival. Let us know in the comments what you guys think about this movie. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more movie explanation videos.